Hello, greetings. This is me again, Zahra Jawad, and it's going to be casual. My voice sounds frail, faint, because of the distress I've been feeling or something. So, just read about Saira Banerjee. She's been distressed very much. She doesn't want to, she can't get over, she doesn't want to see many people go out or something because, I can understand. And she's like me, losing my principal. I don't know where my principal is. They won't let me cry much for her. Okay, if Mohammedans would understand, I know Dilip Kumar was Sarah Bana's husband, who was mummy to me. दिल की बातें हैं पूछो तो बताएंगे. Mummy was Meera and I'm Radha. Okay, here we have this disaster. How do I see this? Please, Shias, experts in the Quran, religious scholars, we have been made to how our brainwashing happened, how we couldn't see it. Against Prophet Muhammad, I need to show you through so whether the hadith is weak or this Ibn Ishaq only 1%, it was going to be a very impossible thing to show you, but the impossible I had to, and some other ex-Muslims working sincerely, helping out to show you, especially the Shias who have been mourning for the oppressed grandson and his progeny, also cousin, son-in-law Ali, Fatima. So my recent videos, not posts, I uploaded Fadak a little bit, I spoke about it. And so initially I had a problem with Surah Azab. I had 37 when I was a Shia. It just didn't appeal to me that a prophet, on one hand we are told he listens to God, and then whatever the Shia reasons were coming, and I've covered them here in videos uploaded. It wasn't satisfying me. So sorry about my sound, my voice has some problem. Let's see if it heals or not. So here in Surah, so all that, right, from Surah Azab to Surah Nur, Ayat 33, I'm saying if there's something wrong in this verse, please see it, Shias. So then we can come. Why? Why come to the truth? Of course, truth will save us. To live one moment in truth or true love is better than 1,000 moments lived in a lie, hatred, without love, without the beloved. For me, it's like this. So since for me it is like this, I don't know about other people. I do my job, you do yours, but please don't kill people. Being on the wrong side, even if you are on the, well, if we were on the right side, but the Shias, we were told, I don't know, Iran's history against Baha'is and the minority Sunnis. So we can, some people can really go crazy with this. Even the Shias, Bastakis, were executed, massacred, and thrown out of or leave Iran. Shia leader, once upon a time, did this, to my great shock. So my mummy principal, Mrs. Munira Gulzar, turned out to be Bastaki, and I had to meet a Bastaki family in my life. What a coincidence. I found out they're not bad at all. They're not spies. So that, they will come after the Shias and kill them. But there have been Sunnis who, Muslim, who have killed. So we were told, and in Pakistan a lot of it was going on, it's going on. I don't know what is going on. Pakistan, I can't hear. So, see, now I've come to Fadak. Now a little bit from my videos, I don't know how, if I could have explained it in other ways, but that was the only way that was coming to me at that time, after having made the video. Now here I come to see the look at this. Since then we start from not the good ayats. So if you're wondering, if a question arises in you that some of the Jews who joined the Muslims were saved, and we have 12 princes, that is 12 imams, Ishmael side, and all these questions about the hadiths, Shia hadiths, and all the good things coming. You see what I've shown you, and we can now safely say is that he stole, copied. And how could he win through all those hypocrites and the enemies? Not because of a miracle, but you can see it after how I showed you that he made hostages and captives. How did we defend him? Even the Ex-Shias couldn't see the ayat. When I saw that ayat, the Surah Tawbah ayat, wait in ambush and all this, and seize them wherever you find them. So chances are that since blaming them for what? Mischief makers, whatever they were, right? Before that they were living in peace, if you take the hadith. But if you take the ayats, and these Quran ayats are from one side, remember. So in some surah Dawood, about Dawood and the brother, the case that came to Dawood. One brother came and told him, and he heard one brother's side. And still, we went on Shias. I'm talking about Shias especially. We went on defending this prophet, not seeing the signs that are under our eyes, exposing what is it exposing. In the end, you decide, right? So for now, if a question arises, Jews, what about the Jews? You're going to read the Quran ayats and tell me that there were good Jews, Quran ayat also? No. Because then we'll miss this cult leader. We'll miss the truth if you go on like that. Right? So take one thing at a time, take these verses that have discrepancies and contradictions. First, see the contradiction here. I'm trying to wipe out 1400 years. Ex-Muslims are trying. Maybe I'll fail, maybe I'll pass, but this doesn't mean I should give up. Brainwashing, cult leader, one of a kind, criminal, one of a kind. Plagiarizer, stealer, snatcher, usurper, one of a kind. And in the name of Allah. Putting the whole blame on the idol worshippers. At least some of the Jews are good. But idol worshippers, gone cases. In this case, with him. And it's Allah. See, one Allah, one thing I've not found still ayat that says prostrate to Allah alone. They prostrate, but it doesn't say prostrate to Allah alone. So maybe the Muslims, majority of Muslims have got it wrong. Because in Surah Yusuf, Ayat 100, I think, it says that the parents of Yusuf prostrated to him, full sajda they did. It was sajda, it was not ruku. It was not just a bowing of the head or the neck. Head, they say. Okay. Now we come here. Please look at Al-Jumu'ah. I wanted to find a direct verse. I don't know how yesterday I was working on my video, how I stumbled on this verse, how I remember it. There's a verse that says this. I searched for it and I found the whole verse. So here, Surah Jumu'ah, verse 5. 62 chapter of the Quran, please open. Here we are told that, say, O you who are Jews, if you claim that you are allies of Allah, meaning friends of Allah, excluding the other people, then wish for death, if you should be truthful. What are these Jews? Who are they? They are claiming that they are friends of Allah, excluding the other people. Right? Anything like, but they will not wish for death. They will not wish for it, meaning death. This is Ayat 7. Say, indeed, the death from which you flee, indeed, it will meet you. Anything else against the Jews here? Oh, you who have believed, when the adhan is called for prayer, right now the prayers are going on the mic. Oh, sorry if you, on the loudspeaker. Let's say mic. Sorry about that. So now, Friday prayers. This is about Friday, Surah Friday, Jumu'ah. Death, okay. Anything else? So if the Jews, if a question arises that they are, well, because without prophet, they were going on, they were left without the prophet. Even this prophet came later, much later than the last prophet who had appeared, had come, was on earth, right? And then if you tell me continuity, in every era, an imam has to be there. A new thing has come up. Shias, otherwise this world will collapse, the planet will collapse. So if you tell me that, no, they just, after the last prophet on earth, Moses disappeared or something, and then came the other prophets, and so they made themselves friends of Allah. But Allah chose to send a prophet after Jesus, the Messiah, many, many, many years after. 2000, 1000. Where was Jesus Christ? 2000 years ago? 2000 years ago? 1000 years ago? No, 5000 years ago? 1400 years back, this prophet came after a long time. So we have to see the Jews who made themselves friends of Allah exclusively, discluding, discluding, I don't know if there's a word like that, but I hope you get it. Not including all others, excluding, excluding is the word, sorry. So this is me. Oh, sorry about that. Excluding the other people, then wish for death if you should be truthful. How many years back? Jesus, right? One person has to be there from God chosen, from Allah, for the earth to stay. So these Jews were friends of Allah. The Prophet must have left them with something to carry on, because in another word, in another surah, I'm just still senile, getting senile, hair is falling, getting bald. Sorry about that. In another surah, Surah Sajda, we are told there were leaders. And in Surah Baqarah 247, 248, we are told that King David was there, but God sent Saul, Talut, to be, according to the Arabic, Talut, and he became the king while the prophet was there. So the Jews have this thing that they can, what thing? Please, good English speakers, give me the word. So, it is in their religion that they can have a king, a chief, a leader, right? And so Jews might have the answer because there's a gap. And we Shias say that if Imam is not there, Prophet Muhammad gave us such a progeny, such a rule, such a thing, Allah. But how much gap between Jesus and Muhammad? Then how did the world stay in its place, in its axis, the planet? Spinning. It didn't, but it did. It shouldn't have, because there was no Imam. We say, okay, the light was passed. No, but there was no leader. So please take this point into consideration much seriously. Okay? And so now I'm here. Surah Sajda, from Surah Jumu'ah, then to the point of leaders from this Abrahamic religion. You can read Ayat 23 and 24. And then I will go to the point of Surah Mujadila, Ayat 22. Direct ayat that you Muslim believers are preferred and what not. I'll explain in detail like I said I would after uploading that video on it. a brief one. So here we are, 23, and we certainly gave Moses the scripture, so do not be in doubt over his meeting, and we made it guidance for the children of Israel. His meeting or whose meeting? Let me see, there's a footnote here. Muhammad's meeting Moses on the night of Al-Miraj. Oh, the Jews don't meet the Prophet. Moses has seen God, spoken to him, but this Muhammad says he's gone up and met. You see, Moses is meeting. Jews are going to meet Moses again. Oh, I didn't know this. This has come. New, I discover. 24. And we made from among them leaders, guiding. This man he raped Huwai's daughter. I cannot take it. Not once. हक कहाँ पे देखो हक कहाँ पे आज आप देखो. Today see Shias where truth lies, whose rights were usurped by this terrible monster, the Dajjal of his time. He took everything. I read the Bible. 12 princes from Ishmael will come, a nation. Princes will come, princes. Prince, in plural. So it's not princess. He took from the Jews everything. The Jews are supposed to meet Moses, not this man who claims to have met Moses in Mihraj. And I thought he disappeared. Moses had disappeared in the mountain somewhere. He left. I don't think in the Bible we are told that Moses died. Right? Or maybe, okay, I'm wrong. I have to recheck, correct? But when he left his people to some other prophet, Aaron or Joshua or someone, and then he left. And these Jews are supposed to meet Moses. Another new point has come up that I found out. And we did indeed aforetime give the book. Not this man. So I've shown you what a terrible man he was. And more. And we made from among them leaders, guiding. Joshua, who was the page of Moses, the companion Joshua. Our command when they were patient and they were certain of our signs. So see, Jews were not certain of the signs of Prophet Muhammad being the prophet. So now it's established from this ayat that Jews, we made from among the Jews, meaning them meaning among the Jews, leaders. After Moses left, some prophets came. After they went, they died. Still the leaders. So, Surah Baqarah, verse 247. Prophet is there, the prophet, the Bani Israel. Prophet is there, David is there. Okay? Still, king is chosen through the family, and the sign is that what is the sign? Not Prophet Muhammad's, like we are told in Noah's Ark, the 5 names were there, Shabir, Shabar, Fatima, and Ali, and Muhammad, Ahmad, or, that's why the ship was saved. And this is how God wanted to save the ship of Noah. No. See, very good. Surah Baqarah ayat. What is the sign of this kingship? Of Dalut, not David, not Hazrat Dawood. Family of the relics of the family of Musa and Harun, Moses and Aaron. And where were the Shia leaders there? Imams. They were Jews. I will show you how he snatched things away from them and took it for himself and his progeny. Indeed, your Lord will judge. See, so when this fails, this ayat it shows us that leaders, and we appointed from among them leaders. At that time, there were no imams from the progeny of Prophet Muhammad. Please understand that. There was no Imam Ali at that time. Oh, we say Imam Ali was then where was he with Adam, that Adam had to fall? Was he the Satan that made Adam fall? Imam Ali saved Jesus Christ. Imam Ali saved who else? Anyways, so this point here with the ayat is that the Jews had a leader apart from the Prophet. Imams. He must have taken it from away, killed him. Prophet Muhammad. So then what happens is, oops, I shouldn't have gone like this. I just lost my Surah Sajda. Then I take you to Mujadala. See here also we divide, before going to Mujadala, verse, if you can open, what is this? Surah Araf, chapter 7. Oh, of the Quran, verse number 160. And we divided them into 12 descendant tribes as distinct nations, different nations. 12. And we inspired to Moses when his people implored him for water, strike with your staff the stone, and there gush forth from it 12 springs. Every people knew its watering place. You know where were the Banu Mustalik tribe living? Muraisi, near the water. And we shaded them with clouds and sent down upon them manna and quail, saying, eat. But what is important here? 12 descendant tribes, okay? Nations. And we inspired. So they had 12 tribes, but the leaders, one was a king, Talut, during David's time. And they were supposed to be leaders, imams, these Jews, right? So can we see this? I'm not going on in the sense that trying to make a great video to convince you or influence you, although I tried to make a good video. This is a talk to find out the truth. So then we go over Surah. Remember Surah Jumu'ah, Ayat, excluding all others, they became friends of Allah. They call themselves. Do they call themselves friends of Allah? Or did Allah make them? So we must go. Another point is that Allah favored you Jews, didn't he? Isn't there an ayat? Allah favored this ayat. I could be missing, so I'll just search for it. Hello, here I found the ayat. Surah Baqarah, verse 47. O children of Israel, remember my favor that I have bestowed upon you, and that I preferred you over the worlds. And fear, okay, all this, and also what I, and that I preferred you over the worlds, i.e., peoples. They still remember this. They remember till the time of Prophet Muhammad. But you tell them in Surah Jumu'ah, no, this nonsense went on. You see how I feel so angry at this Prophet. He took fadak, he raped their women, kept raping them. God knows what they did, what he did to their children. Sorry, my mind, I'm in a trance, distressed. So if I have this, I'm like spellbound. So if I have this slip of tongue or wrong words coming out, please overlook them. But please do get the gist, because as distressed and traumatized I am, this is right in front of your eyes, not only my eyes. Surah Baqarah, verse 47. First I got verse 40, but it wasn't enough. We have favored you, and then will you not listen to us? And so Moses' rules and laws, God's laws given to Moses, right? That you do this, do not make an image of God and all this. Eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. Thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not do this, thou shalt keep my covenant, remember me. Covenant was given to Isaac. I rechecked in the Bible, Old Testament, not to Ishmael. Anyways, even if Ishmael, they're Jews, Bani Israel. So, what happens here? Please, this is now in front of our eyes. This is not my lecture. So you compare Surah Baqarah, verse 47. I wanted to say chapter 2, but I'm so slow and so dazed, traumatized, shocked, shocking silence. O children of Israel, who are they? Are you going to tell me? No, there he said Jews. But Jews have come out of the children. These are the children of Israel. Israel. It is not enough. Oh my God, how this man has brainwashed us. What? Okay, this is something new I found out, stumbled upon. So I was going to go to Surah Mujadila, verse 22, about the Muslims being, the special believers, those who believe in the last day and something before the last day, and they are not affectionate towards those who oppose Allah and the messenger of Allah. And they thus, Allah is pleased with them, and all this goes on in that verse. Special favor, preferred. Muslims are not preferred. So there you will say, many questions arose while I was doing the video yesterday. But here, what does it say here in Surah Baqarah? Direct ayat, verse 47. O children of Israel, remember my favor. Allah tells them that I have bestowed upon you, and that I preferred you over the worlds. I peoples. You want to see this? Oops. I cannot put the flash off. I cannot cast it on my screen here. O children of Israel, remember my favor that I have bestowed upon you, and that I preferred, God is saying, I preferred you over the worlds, i.e. peoples, worlds, i.e. meaning peoples. So then, why in Surah Jumu'ah? Why in Surah Jumu'ah? And fear a day when no soul will suffice for another soul at all, nor will intercession be accepted from it. Okay, this all goes on. So Pharaoh then comes in, slaughtering. But, okay, so you see this ayat? No sound. I hope not moving my mobile, trying to be as stationary as possible. Still, verse 47 of Surah Baqarah, chapter 2 of the Quran. O children of Israel, remember my favor that I have, because it's coming. You decide. Contradiction? Imam Ali said in Najul Balagha, take two ayats together, seemingly contradictory, but then it will all fall into place. If you see the other ayats, really, Imam Ali, it has all fallen into place. Shias are going to kill me, but will you kill me like your prophet killed Huway? Imam Ali killed in Khaybar his father's close friend. This is what your prophet has taught you. And you will go having muttas, temporary marriages, taking money and pleasure. Please see here, for 1400 years even Shias have been deceived. Which ayat now is going to provide a kind of put the Jews, O children of Israel. Okay, here it doesn't say Jews, huh? No, don't tell me those Jews later on. Okay, they became, they are followers. See, Torah, Surah Jumu'ah. No excuses are you going to make this day for your prophet. You will see it barely the way it is. And do intense research on all your questions that arise. The similitude of those who were charged with the obligation of the Mosaic law, but who subsequently failed in those obligations, is that of a donkey which carries huge tomes, but understands them not. Evil is the similitude of the people who falsify the signs of Allah. You're telling these Jews, away, you killed him, captured and killed, and then you married his daughter, raping her. in and out. For how long? And remember what Ibn Ishaq has said, and Safiya bint Huwais biography in the hadith also, Aisha, or in the history of the Prophet. I couldn't find the hadith. Sahih Bukhari. She says, my father was, I am a relative descendant of, my father was Aaron and my father was Musa. Can you say this Jewish lady was what? Breaking laws and all this? Why would Prophet Muhammad marry her? He didn't marry her because she was Jewish or that she was holding on to the Mosaic law. He married her because she was a beautiful woman. He destroyed her whole tribe. Surah Azab verse 52. Beautiful women now no more can you marry. Okay, so these are the Bani Israelis who now call themselves, since then also, they used to call them, Judaic law is what? Mosaic law? Judai is from Noah's Ark, Judai. And this is my finding, I may be wrong. The Mount of Judai, they were saved. 62 Surah, verse 6 now. I just read the verse 5, Mosaic law. Say, O you who are Jews. Okay, I'm going to end it now because it's too much for me. I found my answer. It will just take a little more time to sink in. Because there's no other verse, like Imam Ali said, who will explain these, no other verses, who will explain these seemingly contradictory verses, right, against the Jews. Say, O you who are Jews, if you claim that you are allies of Allah, excluding the other people, then wish for death, if you should be truthful. Now, I don't think I'm going to put it off right now. But I will take a pause or something. Oh, say, O you who are Jews, wish for death. Would Prophet Muhammad say, O Hussein? Would someone come and say, O Hussein, if you are the true Prophet's son, grandson, if your Prophet was a true Prophet, if your grandfather was a true Prophet, then wish for death. How would we feel if Yazid had said this? Shias, Yazid's army. You will find a great reason to explain for this, right? As your reasons are really intellectually great and high. So, the Jews say that God's hands are tied. Maybe you tied the hand of Huwei. So, bind them. If the Jews said God's hands are tied, you're binding them in chains or whatever, Surah Muhammad, Ayat 4 or something, 6, whatever the Ayat number is, sorry. Look here. Say, O you who are Jews, may his shaitan not come here. If you claim that you are allies, friends of Allah, excluding the other people, what is this person saying? What is this Allah saying? Who is saying this? Because here, well, Can you see it? How, Allah, I feel like I'm going to, I don't know, who am I? I'm so kind of confused now. Did I show you Surah, what is Surah Baqarah? Post to pillar, hither, thither. 47 Surah Baqarah, Ayat. O children of Israel, remember my favor, God is saying my favor, that I have bestowed upon you, children of Israel, in other words, meaning Jews, and preferred, and that I preferred you, I, God, preferred you over the worlds. Yusuf Ali translation. Children of Israel, call to mind the special favor which I bestowed upon you, and that I preferred you to all other for my message. In brackets, for my message. Preferred you to all other people. This is the way of Abrahamic God. Then you come here, Surah Jumu'ah. O children, Israel, remember my favor which I bestowed upon you, and that I preferred you, I in brackets now, twice I preferred you over the worlds. This is Quran, not Bible. Then Quran Surah Jumu'ah Ayat. Say, O you who are Jews, if you claim, how can they not claim? Because God preferred them over all other people. And why should they wish for death? They are the followers of Moses, Abraham, Moses, onwards, their prophets. I think it will take time to sink, digest. Huh? What? Huh? We have been crying for Imam Hussein, whose grandfather killed Jews, the rightful people. Allah may have killed the leader of one of the Jews, Uway, or Harith, Javeriya's father, and Bani Nadir's, what was his name? From the Bani Qurayza and Bani Nadir tribe. He killed two of their leaders. And if he had not taken their women as wives, but he also took, I would still, no, there's no way I'm going to believe in this prophet and his progeny. He took their fadak, and really the reason is that you, now since, okay, we've made peace, you give us something. You've gone to their land, and this is what God had planted for you. They did the hard work, the Jews. Tilting and this, and sowing and planting and seeding and, reaping. All that greenery, palm trees, date palm trees. That's another thing. But can this thing sink? But that's a very important thing also. That Fatima, he gave his progeny all this. And what bestowed property. He's telling us in the Quran that they were fighting me. They were coming after me. So I made peace with them until they broke the covenant, the treaty. And so once they said, no, okay, we'll make peace. We give you half half. If Huwais had said, I give you my daughter too, right? Like Lut said to his people, his homosexuals, rapists of his time, I give you my daughters, right? So do you see this? Any ayat coming in my mind that says, no, wait a minute, Zara, did you, what Imam Ali says is, apparently it will, there's no contradiction between this ayat in Surah Jumu'ah, verse 6, and Surah Baqarah, verse 47. No contradiction. Seemingly there could be a contradiction, but another verse will come and it will explain wish for death. You see, first, isn't it blaming the Jews here that you claim to be allies of Allah, excluding the other people? But then this is what Allah has done to them, Bani Israel. In Surah Baqarah, verse 47, we are told, prefer them to the other rest of the people of the worlds. Prefer them. Bas Khatam Shud Muhammad, your followers will run away, leave this religion if they see this. This is the end. So, see, I'm not a friend, Jews, I'm with the oppressed. So, the truth came out that it's for the Jews and against Muhammad and his progeny. Fatima, Ali, Hassan, Hussein. So I had to say it. I've shown it to you. Now it's for you to see, for me to digest also. I'm also in a shock while giving this to you. And thus my videos are like this. Thank you so much. I will continue later. Hope we see this as soon as possible and, at least now leave this religion so that we know that that right has been, at least in us, restored to the Jews. Thank you so much.